Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into the TOEFL reading section, specifically focusing on how to navigate social media posts. These tasks require you to quickly identify rules, schedules, and specific requirements, so let's sharpen our scanning skills together to find the right information efficiently. If you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe to myTOEFL for more expert strategies. Let's keep working toward your target score together. Emily Carter. This post is shared by Emily Carter, which suggests an individual community member or organizer providing a personal update. Knowing Emily Carter is the author helps us establish the context that this is a community-focused announcement rather than a formal news article. Hello everyone, the annual morning wellness event is coming to our bustling Central Park this Sunday morning. This opening sentence sets the stage by announcing the annual morning wellness event taking place this weekend. The phrase, bustling Central Park, provides a vivid setting, indicating that the event is a large public gathering in a well-known location. Our local health department will host a free outdoor yoga and meditation session from 7:30 a.m. to 9,000 a.m. Here, the author provides specific logistics, noting that the local health department is the organizer. The mention of a free outdoor yoga session clarifies the nature of the activity and its inclusive cost-free appeal to the public. To ensure the safety of all participants and manage the limited space on the lawn, you must confirm your attendance online. This sentence introduces a crucial requirement, the need to confirm your attendance online. By using the phrase, ensure the safety, the author explains the logical reason behind the registration process, managing crowd size in a limited space. Please visit our community portal to register your name and email address before Friday. The author follows up with a clear deadline, instructing participants to register before Friday. Highlighting the community portal as the place to go tells the reader exactly where the action needs to be taken to secure a spot. On the morning of the class, you must check in at the north entrance booth to verify your admission and collect a colored wristband. As the text shifts to the day of the event, it explains the need to check in at a specific gate. The phrase, north entrance booth, acts as a directional clue for participants to find their starting point and receive their colored wristband for admission. Please remember to bring your own mat and a bottle of water, as we do not provide equipment. This sentence serves as a reminder for personal responsibility, stating we do not provide equipment. By using the words bring your own mat, the author warns participants that they must come prepared to participate fully in the session. We suggest arriving 20 minutes early to find a good spot near the instructor. Finally, the author offers a helpful tip, suggesting that arriving 20 minutes early is best. This advice to find a good spot implies that the event will be popular and space near the front of the instructor is limited. What is the main purpose of the post? The question asks for the main purpose of the entire post, which means we need to identify why the author wrote this notice. We should look for keywords that summarize the event details and instructions. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. To complain about the noise levels in a public park. Option A suggests the author wants to complain, but the text is actually a helpful invitation to an event. There is no mention of noise levels in the passage, so we can safely eliminate this choice as it contradicts the positive tone. Now, let's examine option B. To explain how to participate in a health activity. This option correctly identifies the goal to explain how to participate in the wellness session. The text provides clear steps, such as confirm your attendance and register your name, which directly supports this choice as the primary aim. Here's option C. Let's break it down. To sell memberships for a private athletic club. While the event is athletic, the text explicitly says it is a free session hosted by a health department, which contradicts the idea of selling memberships. Therefore, option C is an incorrect distractor targeting the wrong business model. Let's evaluate option D together. To advertise a new store selling sports gear. The post mentions a health event rather than a commercial store. Since the author actually tells participants to bring your own equipment because they don't provide it, the idea of an advertisement for sports gear is incorrect. The correct answer to this question is option B, since the entire post is dedicated to providing instructions and logistics for joining the yoga event. How long will the scheduled activity last? This question focuses on a specific detail regarding the scheduled activity and its duration. We need to find the specific start and end times mentioned in the text to calculate the last duration. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. 3 hours from start to finish. Option A claims the event lasts 3 hours, but the text states it ends at 9:30 am. Starting at 7:30 am, this duration is mathematically incorrect, so we should eliminate it. Now, let's examine option B. 1 hour and 30 minutes. This option suggests 1 hour and 30 minutes, which perfectly matches our calculation. The text says the session runs from 7:30 am to 9:30 am, which is exactly 90 minutes. Here's option C. Let's break it down. Exactly 60 minutes. While 60 minutes is a standard class length, the text provides a specific window that is actually longer. The 9,000 end time makes this option an inaccurate description of the schedule. Let's evaluate option D together. 2 full hours. Option D suggests 2 full hours, but that would mean the event ends later than stated. Since the text explicitly mentions 9,000 am, this choice is a distractor that slightly overestimates the time. Therefore, the correct answer is option B, because the time frame from 7:30 to 9,000 spans exactly an hour and a half. What is the first step a visitor should take on the day of the session? Here, we are looking for the first step to be taken specifically on the day of the session. We must look for instructions related to arrival at the park entrance. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. Find a spot on the grass without speaking to anyone. Option A suggests finding a spot without speaking to anyone, but the text requires a formal arrival process. The instruction to verify your admission means you must interact with staff at the entrance first. Now, let's examine option B. Wait for the instructor to call their name. The text mentions checking in, but it doesn't say to wait for someone to call their name. Instead, the participant is expected to proactively visit the north entrance booth to get their wristband. Here's option C. Let's break it down. Purchase an exercise mat from the entrance booth. This is a distractor because the text says we do not provide equipment. Therefore, you cannot purchase a mat at the booth. The instruction is for participants to bring your own. Let's evaluate option D together. Go to a specific location to confirm their arrival. This option correctly states that one must go to a specific location to confirm their arrival. This matches the text's instruction to check in at the north entrance booth as the very first action on Sunday morning. Here, the correct option is option D, which shows that checking in at the designated booth is the mandatory first step upon arrival at Central Park. When tackling social media post questions, always distinguish between pre-event requirements and day of instructions. Pay close attention to specific times, locations, and personal responsibilities to avoid falling for distractor options. Keep practicing these scanning techniques, and you'll see your speed and accuracy improve significantly.